Hey guys, it's Miss Jones. Welcome back to Miss Jones TV. Okay, so before we get started, guys, this is my first day doing your lessons with you, okay? So there's a couple things that you're gonna need, all right? So first of all, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need your Go Math book, okay? But make sure, since I sent both of them home with you, that you have the one that says Volume 2 on the side, and it says it here at the bottom. Okay, so you need your Volume 2 Go Math book, okay? That's the first thing you're gonna need. Next thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some paper or pencil, anything to write with, that kind of thing. I did send home your markers, so if you have a handy dandy whiteboard or something dry erase, you can use that too to do your work on today. Again, like I said, something to write with. You're going to need your reader's notebook, the Volume 2 reader's notebook, since we have both of them and you've been working some for review out of the other one. This one has the turtle on it, okay? So reader's notebook 2, Volume 2 at the bottom, and you're gonna need your hardback reader. And there was only one that was sent home, so you're gonna need that, okay? So, guys, while you're getting your stuff, you can pause this video or you can listen to my joke while you get your stuff out and ready for me. My dad told me this joke, and it made me giggle a lot. So here we go. Okay, so why did the scarecrow get a trophy? You give up? It's because he was outstanding in his field. Get it? Scarecrow. Outstanding. He's in a field. In a field. It was good, wasn't it? You enjoyed it. Anyway, so hopefully you've got your stuff right now. Like I said, you can always pause this video if you want to and rewind or replay or whatever you need to do, okay? So we're going to get started. So if you are doing this with me in real time, then that means that you're going to have your assignments done for the day. So woohoo, good for you. Guys, I loved seeing your pictures, and some of you sent little videos and everything like that in, that you were outside doing the scavenger hunt when we had this beautiful weather the last few days. So I think that was absolutely awesome. I've gotten a lot of assignments back, and I've tried to give them back and give you feedback as quickly as I can and keep you updated, okay? So, in the Remind app, I sent you the lessons for this week. So what we're gonna do is we are going to cover everything every day together, okay? And I will be asking you all to send me in some picture proof of your work if you could. That would be awesome. I'll give some shout outs. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, okay? So we're going to review, first of all. It's time for money, 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 money. Okay, so I have this makeshift money right here, still from Mr. Jones' stash. And we are going to add up these coins. So while you have a second, again, you can pause the video, or if you are super lightning fast, you guys can go ahead and add it up before I add it up with you. Okay, got 5 coins today. Okay, guys, let's look at what coins these are. So if we start over here, this guy, of course, he is a big Mamma Jamma. He is a quarter, and he's worth 25. Good job. Second guy over here, he may be small, but he is mighty. He is a dime, and he is worth 10. Good job. The third one, he looks like a big Mamma Jamma, but he's not. So if you look closely, they're similar in size, but they're not the same. He is a nickel, and he is worth 5. The last 2 are the same. The smallest value coin, a penny, and they're worth 1. Good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those values that we just talked about down on my paper. I'm going to make sure I use that 0.5 for the nickel and 0.1 for the pennies. Okay, so now I've got them all lined up, plus sign out of the way. I see that I have some 5s, so I'm going to count by 5s, okay? 5, 10, 11, 12. 1 up top, 2 at the bottom. I've got a 2, plus 1 is 3. Can't forget this guy on top, 4. So it looks like we have 42 cents. So if I add my $, 0 in decimal, 42, okay? Great job, guys. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue with math just like we would at school, okay? Because we always do our math first. So that was our money review. Now we are gonna go back and we're gonna review time. What does the clock say? Tick, 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 tick. I know. I should patent this stuff, right? Okay. Anyway, so if you have your Go Math books out, I want you to go ahead and turn to page 510. 510, 510. And we're going to open it up just like this. 510. I'll give you a second so you can find your page. Again, if you need to pause the video or anything like that, take your time and I'll be here. Okay, so on page 510, guys, at the top, you see that it has a clock. Now, I know that my drawing is probably not the best and it may or may not look backwards on your screen because where I had to do the forward-facing camera, okay? So, we have... Let me take my camera and I will point a little bit closer to your book. So just kind of bear with me because I can't flip my camera. So hopefully you can see everything. Okay, so on your book, if I can get it straight, I'll just show you my board. My lovely drawing here. Okay, so we know that when we have our big hand pointing straight up to the 12, it's an O clock or a 00. If you look on any clock, an analog clock, remember we talked about analog and digital. Analog has that O in the word, so it reminds me of the circle here. You will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tick marks, okay? Because we are counting by 5s around our clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So today we are going to review our O clock and our 30 or half past, okay? So I'm gonna set you back up again, okay? So on page 510, at the bottom, you have 3 clocks, okay? Little hand first, find the hour. Big hand second, count by 5s. Well, we know that when on my clock, if the big hand is straight up, it's an o'clock. If the big hand is straight down, it's a 30. Okay, so let's look at this first one together and then I'll let you do the sum on your own. Okay, I see on this first one that my big hand is straight up. Little hand first, find the hour. Well, if I look at that little hand is pointing to a 1. And I know if the big hand is straight up, it's an o'clock or 0, 0. Okay, so if you take a moment and get your pencils, 1, we make that colon, that dot, dot, 0, 0 for o'clock, 1 o'clock. Okay, let's do number 2 together because this one's different. Okay, little hand first, find the hour. Well, some of you kiddos were doing a great job by extending that little hand out just to make sure which number it had gone past. Well, if I do that, my little hand has just gone past the 8. So I know it's 8 something. Well, my big hand is straight down, and I know if I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, the time is 8:30. So I'm going to make sure that I put my 8, my colon, and my 30 so that it shows 8:30. Okay? So the rest of the clocks are just like that. Okay? What I want you to do today is I want you to finish up number 3. And I want you to do the next page all the way to number 9. Okay? So you're doing 3, coming over here, 4 through 9. Now down at the bottom, you have 3 clocks. They actually gave you the time and they want you to draw the hands yourself. So be very careful, right? Because if it's a half past, the hour hand isn't straight on the number, is it? It's a half past. It's making its way to the other number, okay? So let's do the first one on number 10 together, okay? So we have 7:30. So I know that my hour hand, little hand first, my little hand is going to be, as well as I can make it, a halfway past that 7 going towards that 8, okay? Now if I little hand first, find the hour, big hand second, count by 5s. So if I count around my clock, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, can't even see that, can you? I'm gonna make my big hand straight down on that 30. So it says 7:30. Okay, so that's how you do that. You're gonna do 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Okay, so let's review. What I want you to do on your own is I want you to do number 3 down here on 510. And I want you to do the whole page on 511. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. And if you don't mind, send in some pictures to the Remind app and I will look over those. And then if you tune in tomorrow, we will check these 2 pages together to see how awesome you did. Okay? Great job. So if you want to, you can pause this video right now and do the math lesson. And then unpause me and I'll still be here and we'll go on to your grammar, your spelling, and your reading, okay? I'll still be here, so you can pause it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my math to the side. And for grammar today, we are going to be in our reader's notebook. Okay, remember the one with the turtle on it? In our reader's notebook, we are going to be on page 17. 17. Okay, so take a second, get your reader's notebook out, get your pencil ready, and we're gonna go over page 17. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna get my board ready. I've missed you guys so much. Hope you guys have been enjoying the sunshine and stuff like we have. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, today we are going to have to pick which verb. What's a verb? It's an action. Which action sounds correct? Okay, so for example, guys, teacher. If the word before ends in an S, your verb doesn't need an S. Because if I had S right here, teachers sits, doesn't really sound right, does it? So if I have an S, I don't need one in my verb. Now, if I don't have an S, teacher sits, then I need one in my verb. If I have one, I don't. If I don't, I need one. Well, let's also look at this, guys. Teachers, that S, does it mean one or more than one? Good job! More than one. So if I have more than one of something, my verb does not need an S. Teacher, is that one or more than one? It's one. Good job. One. So that means my verb does need an S for it to sound right. Teacher sits, like I'm sitting in a chair right now. Okay, but sometimes we have more than one and it doesn't have an S on it to give us a clue. For example, my brother and I play. My brother and I. Well, I've got my brother and myself. So is that one person or more than one person? It's more than one person. I'm talking about two people. So I have more than one. My verb does not need that S, just like up here. Teachers is more than one. You don't need your S. Down here, I have more than one person. I don't need my S. Okay? So that's what we're doing today, guys. On page 17, we're going to have to decide which verb we need to use. Do we need an S or do we not need an S? Okay, so I'm going to pick you up again and we're going to look at the book together so hopefully you can see it. And we're going to talk through some of these, okay? So, number 1. The coaches ride or rides the bus to the game. Okay? The coaches. I see that I have an S here. So does that mean one or more than one? More than one. Great job. So more than one. I already have an S. So do I need one? The coaches ride the bus to the game. The coaches rides the bus to the game. Well, I remember if I already have an S, I don't need one. The coaches ride the bus to the game. Great job, guys. Okay, let's look at number 2 together. My friend hands the man a ticket. My friend. Well, I don't see an S. And if I'm thinking my friend, is that talking about one or more than one? Just one. Great job. So I don't have an S. Do I need an S? My friend hand the man a ticket. My friend hands the man a ticket. Hands. Good job, guys. Because if I don't have an S, I'm gonna need one. Okay? Now, let's do number 3 together, and then I'll have you do 4 and 5 on your own. Mom and Dad cheer or cheers at the game? Well, I don't see an S, but I remember that example about my brother and I still being two people. So mom and dad, is that one person or more than one person? It's more than one. So I know it's plural. So I need to see if I don't need an S or if I do. Mom and dad cheer at the game. Mom and dad cheers at the game. If I have more than one, I don't need an S. Mom and dad cheer at the game. Okay, guys, go ahead and do 4 and 5 on your own. Again, you can pause the video if you would like to, or you can just do them real quick and we'll check them here in just a sec. Okay, number 4, the players look or looks at the goalie. The players, I see that S, so I don't need one. The players look at the goalie. The kicker kicks the ball. Well, the kicker tells me that's 1, there's no S, so I need the S. The kicker kicks the ball. How'd we do? I'm sure you guys did amazing, because I know you. You guys are super smart. So let me put you back up there. So good job, guys. So you did your page in your reader's notebook. So we are done with our reader's notebook right now. So you can go ahead and shut that and put that to the side. Let me get mine ready for our spelling today. Last week, we reviewed our long I sound, okay? So I'm gonna get a couple of words ready on my board. With my long I. So we have some long I words here, okay? I know that IGH says I. I by himself, he's got his superpower on. He's got I, the superhero cape. I know that sometimes Y at the end of words can say I by itself and IGH, right? So I have sound I. Word night. Sound I. Word kind. Sound I. Word spy. Sound I. Word child. Sound I. Word light. Very good. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to try to put these words in ABC order, okay? So, again, I'm trying to see which word needs to come first. So I'm going to pick you up again, and we're going to take a look at these words. Okay? So, if I'm doing ABC order, do I see any A words? Nope. Do I see any B words? Nope. A, B, C. Do I see a C word? I sure do. I see the word child. So I know that child is going to go first. A, B, C, D. Nope. E. Nope. F. G. H. I. J. K. Oh, I found a K word. So I know that's going to go second. L. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. M. N. Yep, sure do. And I know that this one has to be my last and final one. Now, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna write these in ABC order using our cursive handwriting, okay? So if I know that child is first, I'm gonna go and I'm going to write in my neatest handwriting, child. Child. And I'm kind of writing to the side, aren't I? I know that my second one is the word kind. Kind. My third one is the word light. Light. My fourth one is the word night. Night. And my fifth one is the word spy. So, take a moment, and if you have to pause to take and do your best handwriting, please do so. Okay, so you can write all 5 words in cursive like we've been studying. If you have your handwriting book, you can always look back on how to make the letters and how to form them if you'd like to, but these should be all review letters for us because we have already finished our capital letters as well, or most of us have, okay? So go ahead and take a moment to do that. And then we are going to move on to our story today. Okay? Okay, our story I'm super excited about because if you're a baseball fan, you will love it. Even if you're not really a baseball fan, I think it's a super cool one and it has a really good lesson to learn, okay? Now, this is called Luke Goes to Bat, okay? And it is by Rachel Isadora, okay? And guys, when we always introduce ours, we always do a drum roll. So let's go ahead and let's give him a drum roll, 2 fingers. Cymbals, crash. Our brand new story as a Luke Goes to Bat. And when I say genre, you say type. I know you just said it. Genre, type, genre, type. When I say type, you say genre, type, type. The genre or the type of story that we have this week, guys, is called realistic fiction. Let's talk about that. Realistic fiction. Well, I see the word real, but I know that fiction means fake. So how can something be real and fake at the same time? Well, if something's fake and it's real, that means it could happen, but did it really? No. So this story is real. It possibly could happen, but it didn't actually happen. So you're not going to be reading about cows jumping on rocket ships and blasting off to the moon. It's things that could actually happen in real life, okay? So before we start that, guys, we do have some vocabulary words that I wanted to go over with you today. If we turn back a few pages to page 49 in your hardback reader, you have your vocabulary words, okay? So let's look at them. Practice. Guys, when you practice always makes perfect, doesn't it? And our lesson this week is going to be a lot about not giving up, okay? Hurried. if I am in a hurry, guys, am I going to be moving slowly? Or am I going to be moving really, really fast and quickly? If I'm in a hurry, I'm going to be moving pretty quickly. Okay? Now, let's go over here. We have position. In baseball, there are different positions that people play, like catcher or pitcher, or if you're up to bat or first baseman. Those are different positions. It's where you are. Second one, okay, is extra. Now, if you have a big old sub sandwich in front of you, okay, and you couldn't eat it all, and you have extra left over, do you have more than what you need or not enough? You have more, right? When you have extra of something, you have more than what you need, okay? If we come over here, cheered, woo, 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 woo. Whenever you cheer for somebody, you're clapping, you're happy for them, you're excited for them, aren't you, okay? So you're clapping and yelling. Roared. When something roared, guys, when you think of a roar, is that a quiet sound or is it a loud sound? It's a loud sound, isn't it? So when you roar, you're making this loud sound. And sometimes when a whole crowd is cheering, it can sound like a roar. Okay? We have curb. And guys, when you're on the curb, it's the side or the edge of a street. Okay? The last one, actually, is final. So that's pretty cool that it's our final word. If you are the final person in line, are you the front or are you the very last? You're the very last person, right? So that's our final word, final. Okay? So, guys, our lesson that we're going to talk about, we're going to be talking more about this coming up, is never giving up. So I really want you to be thinking about a time that you never gave up, even when something was really challenging for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to start reading our story, Luke Goes to Bat. Okay? I will be reading out loud to you, and this will kind of count as our story time for today. And then the rest of the week, you're going to be reading to a buddy, and you're going to be reading with different cool little things, okay? So we're going to read about Luke Goes to Bat, and we're going to talk about what happens with this little boy, okay? Luke Goes to Bat by Rachel Isadora. Now, our essential question this week, guys. Why is it important to keep trying even if something is difficult to do? Sometimes when we learn how to do certain things, guys, like the first time you ever rode a bike, or the first time you learned how to read, or maybe tie your shoes, it wasn't easy, was it? It was kind of confusing. There's lots of things that I've done that I've thought was really, really super confusing. But if you give up and you don't learn how to do it, will you ever be able to do those things? No, you won't. You've got to keep going and keep trying, right? Because if not, we won't learn anything new. So let's see what this little boy in Luke Goes to Bat doesn't give up on, okay? Luke Goes to Bat. It was Brooklyn. It was summer. It was baseball. All day long, the kids on Bedford Avenue played stickball in the streets, except for Luke. You can kind of see him sitting on the side. When you're older, his big brother Nicky told him. When you're older, his big brother Nicky told him. He's just a squirt, one of the other kids said, laughing. So Luke watched the games from the curb, and then he'd practice. He threw a ball against the wall next to the deli. He practiced his swing over and over again. He ran as fast as he could, up and down the block. He wanted to be ready when it was time. So there he is. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Practicing. At night, whenever the Dodgers were playing, Luke hurried up to the roof. where he could see the lights of Ebbets Field. When he heard the crowd go wild, he imagined his favorite player, Jackie Robinson, had just hit a home run. Someday, Luke thought, I will hit a home run too. So he's kind of picturing what it looks like up on his roof. There he is, just imagining what it looks like on that game. So this isn't really real. It's what he's imagining it to look like. Finally, one morning, the team was short a player. Frankie had to go to his aunt's. Who we gonna get? Hey, said Luke, what about me? Everyone was quiet. Oh, come on, said his brother. Give him a chance. We got nobody else. He better not mess up. They put him in the left field. No balls came his way. So he just stood there. So he gets his big chance. When it was his turn up at bat, Luke took a few practice swings, then stepped up to the plate. I'll show them, Luke muttered. The ball whizzed past. Strike one. Luke held the bat tighter, or held the bat higher, Strike two. Luke was barely in position when the next ball flew past and the catcher yelled, out. Oh no, he got out. You stink, Luke heard. He got up to bat one more time, but struck out again. Sometimes it just goes that way, his brother told him. Frankie came back in the afternoon, so Luke spent the rest of the day on the curb. He was sure they'd never let him play again. He's kind of upset that he messed up, huh? Grandma was in the kitchen when he got home. I finally got a chance to play with the team, Luke told her. Grandma could tell that the game hadn't gone well. Not everyone plays like Jackie Robinson all the time, she said. Not even Jackie Robinson. Luke didn't smile. By the way, Grandma said, are you doing anything tomorrow night? Luke shrugged. Well, if you're so busy, someone else will have to go with me to the game at Ebbets Field. What? You mean a real game? Grandma held up 2 tickets. Guys, let's stop and talk about that for just a second. Grandma said not everybody plays like Jackie Robinson all the time. Not even Jackie Robinson. Well, what does that mean? Guys, everybody has an off day, right? You woke up, you didn't get enough sleep last night, or maybe you're super hungry, or you're just not feeling well that day. And you might be a little off, right? So that's why she said that not everybody plays like Jackie Robinson. He's great. Even Jackie Robinson has off days where he may not play his best. So it happens to everybody. Okay, I'm going to sit you back here again. I'm going to try reading to you from this direction for a second. Okay? So, here we are. We have Ebbets Field. They're going to the game. Ebbets Field was ablaze with lights. But this time, Luke didn't have to imagine the game. Thanks for taking me, Grandma, he said. They watched the Dodgers and Phillies battle it out. The game went into extra innings. By the time the Dodgers got up to bat in the bottom of the 14th inning, the score was still tied 8-8. With 2 outs, Jackie Robinson was up. The crowd roared. Remember we talked about that loud sound. Come on, Jackie, Luke yelled. The pitcher threw a curveball. Jackie swung. Strike one, the umpire called. There they are playing on the field. So they were at the field watching this in real time. The pitcher wound up. He threw a fastball and Jackie missed. Strike 2. 3 balls followed. All eyes at Ebbets Field rested on Jackie. The Dodgers could still win. Luke shouted with the crowd, Give it to him, Jackie. You show him. Jackie looked around from under his cap, then dug his feet into the dirt. The pitcher began his wind-up. You can do it, Jackie. Luke whispered, You can do it. Suddenly, Luke heard the loud crack of a bat. When he looked up, the ball was flying over his head, flying over the scoreboard, flying over the walls of Ebbets Field. The crowd went wild. Luke stood up on his seat and cheered. You showed him, Jackie. What a game, Grandma said. See, you can't give up. Even Jackie Robinson has got to keep trying. Luke didn't answer. So he was kind of learning, wasn't he? Because if Jackie Robinson would have gotten frustrated and would have quit or gave up, he wouldn't have made that home run, would he? Okay. So picture of him back up on his roof. When Luke got home, he ran up to the roof. The lights were going out on Ebbets Field. Come on down, it's bedtime, Nikki called. Just then, Luke saw a ball lying on the ground. Look, he said, picking it up. This is the home run ball that Jackie Robinson hit tonight. Nah, that's just some old ball a kid hit up on the roof, Nick said, laughing as he went downstairs. So again, I don't think Jackie Robinson could have hit a ball that far across the town or up on the roof here. So he's kind of imagining again that Jackie would have hit that up there. Okay? See what else he imagines while he's up here on the roof. And that's when Luke saw him. It was Jackie Robinson himself. I hit that one for you, kid. Before Luke could say a word, Jackie ran to the dugout to join the other Dodgers, but he looked back one more time. So again, he's just imagining that, okay? It's not really happening, but he's kind of pretending. Hey, kid, he said, your grandma was right. You can't give up. Thanks, Mr. Robinson. The final lights went out at Ebbets Field. Luke looked down at the winning ball and smiled. I won't, he whispered to himself. So he's just kind of imagining that he's getting this pep talk from Jackie Robinson. And he didn't. So look, it looks like, did Luke finally get the shot that he wanted and hit that ball? From this illustration, it looks like he did, right? If he would have given up, would he ever have that opportunity to have hit that ball? No, he wouldn't have. So when you're reading this story, guys, remember, you cannot give up, right? Can't give up. Always try your best. All right, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know this was a little bit longer. It's almost 45 minutes, but I've had so much fun teaching you. I have missed teaching you. You can go back and replay this video. You can replay the parts that you missed or maybe that you wanted to look back over. Tomorrow, I will be tuning in with you again, and we'll be checking some of the workbook pages that you did on your own and see how fabulous you did. Okay, so whether it's good morning or good afternoon or good evening or good night, guys, I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.